Raise your hands if you think there should be an age restriction for kids that have electronic devices like cell phones or tablets. Robert Law, health enthusiast specializing in relationship and life improvement and mental health, wrote that kids using devices at an early age affects how much exercise they get, and they will need these exercise so that they can stimulate the brains and build muscles. Many kids today that I see either are obese or sleep deprived. This causes kids to have an addiction to electronic devices which this causes less exercise and they stay up more. Kids nowadays are having serious health issues and failing in classes because they want to be on their devices and are sleeping during school hours. Some people signing a petition would make to make a bill for age restriction would help the kids that are having serious health issues. And signing a petition will allow people to know that how harmful electronic devices are and can be when they are used at an early age. Having or using electronic devices at an early age makes kids to become less social and unhealthy. Kids would be communicating less and exercising less because they spend more time on their electronic devices. This attracts their attention when they're using their electronic devices, and they want to spend more time on them and stay indoors. So this causes kids to have less fun outside and to communicate with their friends using these devices. Robert also wrote that kids need to develop motor, visual, and spatial skills which are essential for health development. These help the kids develop when they are actively doing something, which the devices don't actually help. In 11 reasons why children under age 12 should not use handheld devices, say that children that are allowed devices in their rooms have a 30% increase of risk obesity. And then there's an amount of aggression that increases because of the violence that are shown on the internet and in games. Sierra O'Brien, business journalist and part-time gadget geek, that devices most likely would be cell phones because they are more convenient to contact with. And having a convenient way to communicate with parents also is good, but has a negative effect that they are to misuse them. Kids have a negative impact on using devices have a negative impact on health because they would use the electronic devices at an early age where they don't develop more social skills and health. In 11 reasons, 1 in 3 kids that are enter schools are being developmentally delayed, negatively impacting literacy and economic achievement. Kids would be paying more attention to the devices instead of the teachers, and sometimes they would be looking at something that's not educational. Using the internet with these devices will help kids acquire some resources, and they will be able to read books and stories. Websites like Google help kids acquire information, and there are websites like the Google Books and Kindle that allow them to read stories. Using devices provides a lot of information and resources to learn, but sometimes kids get out of hand, so a solution needs to be made. Signing a petition will allow a bill to be passed, and this would be a good solution for the parents. This is good because it allows the parents to actually think about how the devices are affecting their child's health. In 11 reasons, 30% of children that are obese have a higher chance of diabetes, and obese individuals have a high risk of early stroke and heart attack, which shortens their life expectancy. This also affects their eyesight because they would be on them all constantly and they would strain their eyes. Kids have like a better understanding when using these devices. They're sometimes better at it than adults, which you can tell because some adults would ask their child how things work on them. And understanding how a device works is good in the future, but it negatively impacts the way that their health, so that action needs to be taken. Signing a petition informs the negative effects of the health when they're used early. And should handheld devices be banned for kids under 12? Gentel's research 2001 and 11 children ages 8 to 18 years are addicted to technology. In poll, what age should kids get their own devices? There's a poll in the where they should, which devices that they should get and at what age, like in the picture shown right here. An age restriction will cause some adults to panic because they would not be able to communicate with their child when they're late or have school activities. The need of devices like cell phones to communicate can lead to irresponsibility, and that's why an age restriction is needed. Using devices at an early age would affect negatively both health and social skills for the child. Signing a petition here and now would help the kids have a better social skills and health lifestyles. Electronic devices at an early age will make their child unhealthy and antisocial. And I hope this speech gives you a different viewpoint on the effects of electronic devices at the early age. Thank you.
Need to see your note cards. I don't think I graded those. Oh, oops.